What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Brent, and today we are going to talk about why your focal length is so important when you are taking portraits. I have Perla back with me in the studio. We are excited to get into this content, so let's hop right in. All right, so for the purposes of today's video, we are going to keep it very simple. I have my camera settings locked off at f8. We're going to be at ISO 100, and we're going to be shooting at a shutter speed of 1/250th. For our lighting, we are going to be doing a key plus fill 4:1 ratio, super big lighting, so everything is going to be nice and bright, so everything that you see is going to be easy to digest. I am also going to be using a 24-70, so 24, 35, 50, and 70 will be the four focal lengths that I'm going to use to illustrate the points that I'm going to be making. The first point that I want to make is how the focal length that you choose will distort the person's face. So I'm going to start with a test shot at 70. I'm going to then go down to 50, 35, and 24. And what I am doing is I'm going to keep Perla in the top horizontal line on my grid. So I'm going to keep her eyes on that top horizontal line for every single photo so you can see the difference in distortion from each photo. So we're going to start here at 70. So I have her eyes lined up. 3, 2. Cool. Going to go down to 50. Again, have to move forward just a little bit, but I have her eyes lined up. 3, 2. Nice. Going to take it down to 35. Boom, leaning in a little more. Eyes lined up. 3, 2. Last one. Zoomed all the way out to 24. Eyes lined up. 3, 2. Now, as we go from 70 to 24, you are going to see a drastic difference in the way that Perla's face is presented by the final image. So neither is inherently right or wrong. They do have their use cases to where they make more sense, but the biggest thing here is just to illustrate that, especially when you're using a zoom, you have to be cognizant of the focal length that you're using and your proximity to that subject. So while I do believe that the close-up shots lend themselves better to your longer focal lengths, like the 70mm, I do also want to give you a full scope. So we are also going to do the same thing with our wide shots. And the way that I'm going to do these, I'm going to start at 70 to keep all things the same. And now I'm going to be putting that top horizontal line on like her collarbone. So each photo, it's going to be on her collarbone. So we're going to start at 70mm. Settings have not changed. Back up just a little bit. Yep, right here is good. 3, 2. Nice. I'm going to go to 50. Probably got to move in just a little bit. Yep. 3, 2. Sweet. Going to go to 35. Moving it in. Yep. 3, 2. Last one here. Going to go 24. Moving it in. 3, 2. Sweet. Now, my favorite thing about going to those lower focal lengths, right? So the 24 to 35, is that you get to see a lot more of the environment. And this really comes into play when you have something interesting behind your subject. Say like my last photo shoot where we were in the Airbnb and we purposely put Kylia in a red dress because the walls behind her were green. And what that allowed us to do was when you go down to those lower focal lengths, like a 35, and you want to see like the paintings on the back wall, as well as the chair, and showing her dress and the long legs, you're able to do so. When I'm at 70, I would have had to back up out the door of the Airbnb to get all of that in focus. And it has a little bit of a different view. It has a different compression and doesn't quite show it the same way. Can't really get the low angle like you want to. So that's where I feel like the wide parts of our focal lengths really shine. When you're trying to do something like a fashion, you have limbs coming towards you. You want to use that distortion to your advantage. So now I'm going to do a couple different clicks. I'm going to show you what moving your feet looks like. I'm going to do it 70 and at 35. So I'm going to move in, out, wide, medium, close for 70, wide, medium, close for 35, just so you can kind of see and make a judgment call on what kind of focal length you might want to purchase for your next camera. We're just going to do a few different clicks. Let's do like 10, and I'm going to be at 70mm the whole time. So I'm going to start close. I'm just going to kind of move in and out. You can give me all different types of posing. I'm just going to try to show them what this does when you're just shooting at 70 the whole time. All right, ready? 3, 2. Nice. 3, 2. Good. Come to a nice little medium. Yep. 3, 2. Sweet. 3, 2. Yep. And go wide. 3, 2. Sweet. And go super close. Give me something like frame in the face. Okay. Yeah. Love that. 3, 2. Come here. Yep, great. 3, 2. Let's do 2 more. 3, 2. Last one. Gonna go wide. Gonna shoot down a little bit. 3, 2. Sweet. One thing that I love about shooting at 70 mil is, especially when I have like these soft boxes and umbrellas around me, the compression really allows me to not get them in the scene too much when I'm trying to shoot for like a clean background aesthetic. And I really love what it does to faces. Like, I'm a sucker for faces. I love close-ups, as many of you all already know. And I do, for majority of the time, when I'm shooting in a setting like this, I like to keep it at 70. But now, let's see if we can do a 35. We're gonna do the same exact thing, except now we're gonna be at 35. So I might have to get a little closer to you, but just like I said, trying to show them the differences between how the focal lengths work. All right, so I'm gonna start actually with my wide shots here. So just give me some shape, some angle. Yep, perfect, love that. 3, 2, good, 3, 2. Yep, let me come in close. 3, 2, shoot downward. 3, 2. Do one where it's kind of low. 3, 2. Yep. Come medium. 3, 2. Boom. Right here is cool. Yep. 3, 2. Do wide again, except this time I'm gonna shoot down. 3, 2. Last couple. 3, 2. One more. Yes. 3, 2. Actually, I'm gonna get one more close up. Gotta do it. 3, 2. So the 35 millimeter focal length, I actually love this focal length. I had to teach myself to love it. I had to force myself to use it. And especially when you're doing like medium shots or those kind of headshot type of area. But the one thing that you do want to be cognizant of, make sure that you know at which angle your subject's face is going to look best. And I suggest you do this at the beginning of your session. So here's what I suggest. You start with straight on, eye level shot. Then you go to a nice high level shot and you go to a low level shot. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna look at those 3 photos and figure out which one makes my subject's face look the most pleasing. Doesn't mean you have to stay with that the entire time, but it is something that I think you should keep in the back of your mind so that when you get home, you don't go through your photos and you're just deleting. Remember, we're not trying to go home with 1,000 photos and deleting 999 of them. We want 10 bangers out of 100 total photos that we take. So always remember, take that breath, get it right in the camera, learn which focal length makes your subject's face look the best, and then you move forward from there. Whether that be a 70 or a 35, 24 or a 50, it doesn't matter. All focal lengths are equal. They all are great, but the biggest thing that you want to keep in mind when you are using these different focal lengths, especially when you are using a zoom lens, like myself, I'm a zoomer, be very cognizant of how this is taking an effect on your portrait. Do you want to see more environment? Do you want to see less environment? Do you want the compression? Do you not want the compression? Don't get lazy. There is no cement in these shoes. If I figure out that, hey, 35 is just killing it for Perla, it's looking so good, I'm gonna need to move my feet. I'm not gonna be zooming in and out, okay? And if you decide 70, same thing, move your feet. That's what we want to make sure that we're thinking about when we use these different focal lengths. So 35 is a very viable option. Just make sure that it's flattering to your subject's face. All right, everyone, that's gonna do it for another video. I really hope that this was able to help you out and add some perspective to what it takes to use different focal lengths. If you have any other questions, of course, leave it in the comment section below. And as you remember, I do offer photography coaching, so if it's something you're interested in, I will have the link in the description. I wanna give a huge shout out to Perla for coming through again. Perla, where can they find you?
On Instagram, it's just, hey, it's Pearl, same thing as usual.
Yeah. But I'm gonna put it down here, same thing as usual, so you can spell it correctly. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe, and we will catch you in the next video.